So we are now joined by student athletes Lauren Betts, Kiki Rice, and Charlize Sledger-Walker from UCLA. As a courtesy to your fellow media members, as well as the student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conferences. If you are joining on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for questions. We will address questions in the room first and then get to Zoom if time allows. We will now open it up for questions for the student athletes. Your front row right here, all right?
Hi, Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. For Lauren, the piece that you wrote in the Players Tribune, I think it was yesterday, I know you've shared part of your journey with mental health, but what was it that made you want to write that specifically?
I think it was a good opportunity for me to show the growth that I've had in the past few years. I think the last one that came out was during my junior year when it was kind of in my transition, and I think the point where I'm at now, I've healed so much since my sophomore year, and I think to write it from my perspective was really, special for me, and I think just to hear, just all the amazing things that I've learned throughout these 3 years. So I don't know, I think that it was just an amazing opportunity for me to continue to speak on what I stand for and why I play basketball and why, I think for me this is so much bigger than myself. So I think the people that I've been able to impact really means a lot to me, and that's why I wanted to do it.
Go middle, front row.
Hi, Jack Haslett with the Sporting Tribune. For Kiki, and then also for Charlize and Lauren, but for Kiki first, for you to be, third-team All-America selection, you to be in Player of the Year conversations alongside Lauren. How does it feel for you to have that sort of recognition? It seems like you've been a little bit underrated this year in national conversations. And then following that, for Lauren and Charlize, how does it feel for you guys to see Kiki get that recognition as well?
Yeah, I honestly think the biggest thing and something that makes our team so special this year is that we're not really caring about the recognition and the individual awards that we're getting, because we know this is a collective team effort. So it's obviously cool we celebrate each other, but I think the important thing is just to keep the team the main focus. And, I'm trying not to focus on any individual awards. I think we all, as a team, we do a really good job of that, and we bring each other up because we know this is a collective effort. We're not here because one person's individual play. We're here because we play really well together, and that's my biggest focus.
I think, Kiki's obviously very humble, and she is always team-focused, and that's something that, makes her so great. But Kiki is amazing. She's an amazing player. I'm so proud of the work that she's put in to get here and get that recognition. She deserves that and more. And so I'm just really proud of, her in the season she's having. You can see it in all aspects of her game, and we're just really grateful that, she's on our team and we get to play with her, and, she leads us so well. So I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that she's in those conversations. I agree. I feel like Kiki's someone that more people should talk about. I think she works so hard, and all the recognition that she's getting this year, she deserves it all because she's a great teammate. We all love her, and she continues to put the team first. And I think that, when you're that selfless of a person and a player, you're bound to have great things happen to you. So I'm just really proud of her.
Middle row on the right.
Hi, Beth Harris, AP. I wanted to ask Lauren and Kiki, obviously you're laser focused on the task at hand, but at the same time, having these couple of games be your last ones here at Pauley, are you allowing yourself just maybe here and there a moment to kind of take things in and just sort of reflect on the journey that got you guys to this point, and how, after these two games, you won't be back here playing in front of this crowd?
Honestly, we try not to talk about that much because it's very emotional. But I will always say I'm so grateful for UCLA and everything that they've done for me. And ever since I've come on campus, they've been so amazing to me and my process and my journey. And I don't know, it's going to be just really special, I think, to have these last two games with all the fans here, and my mom's flying out to watch, so that's really amazing for me. But I don't know, I think it's really crazy. I really can't even process all of it right now. I'm just trying to focus on practice today, and that's it.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I can't believe, these will be my last games here over my 4-year career, but just really excited about the opportunity to play here. You're not guaranteed 2 games at your home at the end of the season, so it's, great that we've been able to earn that. But yeah, I mean, the fact that these will be the last games, it is crazy, but I'm grateful for all the times, memories that I've been able to make in Pauley, and just hope to finish it out on a great note with this team.
I'm going to go front row on the left right here.
Chowski, themightybruin.com. For Lauren and Kiki in particular, what's it been like as far as finals this week? And Charlize, I know you're a grad student now. How's it been for you?
I just finished my finals. What day is it today? Friday. I finished them on Wednesday. Wednesday was my last official school day at UCLA. Very happy to be done with classes. But yeah, I'm just grateful to be done with classes so I can focus on this tournament. Guys, being a student athlete is very hard, so I'm very grateful to be done.
Yeah, I finished last week, so I was pretty fortunate. I think last Thursday was my last day of class. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy. I know I don't have to go to school anymore if I never want to. So it's exciting. But yeah, no, it's really cool to have finished up. It definitely frees up some more time.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, I've done school the longest, so it's nice to finally be done. And I think as a grad student, I probably had a lighter load than these guys too. So I've sort of not been in class, in-person classes for a while. So it's been nice for me. I've just been enjoying the basketball.
We go front row in the middle, right here.
Jack Haslett from the Sporting Tribune again. I just wanted to ask, I guess, all three of you, the sort of rust versus rest conversation. You guys being the host team, you have a little bit more of a break. Do you feel like that's a factor at all? Does you feel like you get stagnant at all, or do you think it'll just be easy to get right back into it when games start? And does being at home as the host team help with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a long season, so we've been able to kind of take advantage of the time that we've had off to rest our bodies. That's obviously really important. But just continuing that intensity and that quality preparation and practice, it allows us to be ready for the game, to be ready to step on the court. And, we'll be prepared for that, obviously. Having not played a game in a while, it's not an excuse to not come out ready, so we just got to hold that standard, prepare and practice like we would any other time, and we'll be ready to play.
Front row, right here.
For Charlize, I know it's been a long time since you've been able to play in this tournament. What is it that's special about this time of year? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I think anytime you get the opportunity to continue into the postseason and be a part of March Madness, it's an incredible opportunity. And for me to come out and be able to do it with this group of girls and this team, I'm beyond excited to do that. And, stepping out onto the court every time, it's just another opportunity to have joy in the game and do what you love. And so for me, it's kind of a very full circle moment, being able to play again. And I'm just excited, to come out with into this first game and be a part of, March Madness again.
We go back row in the blue.
Hi, this question is for Kiki Rice. Since you got awards for your scholarly efforts, how was it for you during your time at UCLA balancing athletics with academics?
Yeah, I think UCLA is a fantastic school, and I was really, one of the biggest reasons also why I came here was because I felt like, I could take advantage not only a great basketball program, but a great school, and I could get a great education here. So I've definitely been, intentional to take advantage of the professors, the classes, all the education that I can get here. And it's tough. It's not easy at times, but we have really, really good support in terms of helping us balance with basketball in school. We have a great academic advisor in Andrew Garcia who travels with us. He helps us plan classes. He'll reach out to professors for us. So that support, those kind of people are really, really crucial for all of us in terms of balancing everything. But it's not easy. The life of a student athlete is tough, especially during tournament times when we're traveling. But the support makes it much easier.
Let's back row in the middle.
Hi, Chris Johnson, 24/7 Sports. Kiki, I was wondering, and Lauren and Charlize, obviously, I was wondering how much the Texas loss changed the trajectory of your season.
Yeah, I think we talk a lot about learning from each opportunity in each game. So each game this year has taught us different lessons, and Texas, obviously, the one that we lost. I think you'll take a lot of things from that, but we've also talked about not staying in the past and just focusing on take the lessons, take what we can learn from that, and move on and apply them. How can we get better in practice? How can we get better in the next game? And that's definitely been something we've been trying to do with each game we played this season. So just the fact that we lost, I don't think that really changes our outlook on how we go about preparing and learning from the game, but just proud of the way we've been able to respond, for sure.
We go front row right here on the left.
For all three of you, Coach Close has spoken all season long about how much joy the team has, not just on the court, but off the court. Is there anything in particular that you guys have done as a team this week to kind of keep things loose?
We literally all had dinner last night at STK's, and it was only players. And then we went to the Gratty Baddies apartment, and Ange made like a Kahoot for our team with some nice little questions on there that maybe I shouldn't say out here. But yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. We had a great time. Any opportunity that we get to hang out as a team is always really fun for all of us. And I think especially going into this tournament, just having, a little team bonding is really nice. So, yeah.
We're going to go in the middle on the right.
Beth Harris, AP. For Lauren, in particular, with Sienna, I'm just wondering if obviously a freshman going into this, it can be overwhelming, an event like the NCAA's. Have you given her any kind of just some tips or inside info on just sort of what to expect and maybe not make this the big deal that everybody else is making it in terms of your mental prep?
Yeah, I feel like if I overwhelm her with too much, it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be a lot for her. But I think, just go into it and have fun. You don't really get a lot of opportunities to be on a team like this and, play at this level. So I think just enjoy the moment, have fun with your girls and the freshmen, just, take advantage of this opportunity. But, basketball-wise, she knows what to do. Go in there and do your role and ask, do whatever the team needs from you. But I just want her to enjoy it because this is really special experience to compete here. So,
any other questions? Right here in the front. We have time for one more.
For Charlize, and then actually this does sort of apply to you as well, Lauren, but going back to last season. But obviously you were with the team last season, but now that you're able to play, is there a kind of a whiplash sort of transferring into a new program and then automatically seeing so much success and making it to the tournament with a new program and getting acquainted with everyone while being so successful? What is kind of the emotions that go into that just over the course of the season?
I think that's one of the silver linings of being able to redshirt last year is I was able to be a part of the program and success that we had on the court and kind of go through that emotionally with the team at the same time. And so now, coming to this year and being able to be on the court and contribute that way, I think that transition was kind of seamless, just because, I've had that time to build the relationships with my teammates and the coaching staff, and with all of that experience last year, you kind of understand what it takes. And for me, that's been really fun being able to come into such an elite program and an elite team. And now I'm surrounded by so many amazing, talented, elite players that it's just, when you're out there, sometimes you're like, wow, watching people sometimes do all these things, and I'm just like, this is so much fun because it's just a great way to play basketball. So I would say, that even though I'm playing for the first time with this team, it's felt like I've been here for a lot longer than that. And so that's what's made it really fun this year.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We are now joined by head coach Corey Close of UCLA. As a courtesy to your fellow media members as well as coach, please silence your cell phones. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conferences. If you're joining on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for questions. We will address questions in the room first and get to Zoom if time allows. We will start with an opening statement from the head coach, followed by questions. Coach, go ahead and take us from here.
This is so fun. I am just so thankful to be preparing to be able to experience this. This is my 33rd year of Division I coaching and my 15th as a head coach, and it just never gets old. So I come to this with incredible gratitude. I'm going to be present. I'm going to be just all in for whatever we have right now, and I'm looking forward to what the journey will lead. Where the journey will lead.
I'm going to start right here in the front.
Hey, Coach. David Yapkowitz from the 9. I was just talking to Angela right now, and she was going through, a lot of the growth she's made, both on the court and as well as, as a leader and whatnot. Just in the time that she's been here, where have you seen the most amount of growth from her, and how important and key is she to this team?
Working backwards, she's huge, key for our team. I think she could be the X factor in each game in a different way. She's just got such a complete skill set, and she's a matchup nightmare for the other team. She's an elite defender in multiple positions, so I think she's an incredible key for our team. In terms of how I've seen her grow the most, I remember a conversation the very first year, and I was trying to talk to her about sort of separating her identity from performance, and that she's so much more than a basketball player. And she was like, I don't want to be more than a basketball player. I want to be all in just being a basketball player, and that's what I came to do. And I think about now, and I give Tasha Brown so much credit for this because she's really connected with her on the mental side of the game. On what that looks like, you can be just as determined and competitive to master your craft, and still surrender the outcome and know that you're so much more than a basketball player. Those aren't exclusive. They actually fuel each other. And so to see her now, we just had the Mind Gym earlier today, and see Angela, taking copious notes, for her to take it all in. That is probably the number one thing I've seen in her change in her time with us, is just how she approaches the game mentally and how she sees herself as an elite competitor, but so much more.
I'm going to go middle row on the right.
Tracy McDonald, Bruin Report Online. When you're dealing with a first-round tournament game versus, say, what you dealt with in the Big Ten where you're in a neutral site, how much does the crowd maybe help possibly offset a lull, or also is there something you have to maybe guard against, maybe being too emotionally charged up?
Well, I think I just try to not, we always say that, state change is a part of it. It's how you frame it and how you have self-awareness to channel it. And so I think there's going to be emotion. There are going to be state changes. There are going to be incredible moments being at home. And, I'm pretty confident we're going to have over 10,000 people, and it's just going to be a great atmosphere. And these players deserve that. They really do. And I think that we just want to fuel every experience. I love energy. I don't actually care. We were in the championship of the Big Ten tournament. It was 90% Iowa fans, and those people, they travel, they are passionate, they're amazing. And I just think, though, it's all energy. And I just think our ability to take the energy of what we're getting to experience and channeling it to being present, focused, and trying to be the best version of ourselves is what we're going to plan to do.
We're going to do second row in the white.
Sarah Barshop, ESPN. I read Lauren's story in the Players Tribune. What was your reaction reading that and hearing her open up even more about her mental health?
I just love Lauren Betts. I cannot imagine when I was that age having that kind of courage. And having experienced some of those things alongside her and with her, to see even just being over there and watching her answer the question about why she did that, I think spoke to her growth. And for her to, we always say you never outperform your self-image, but in this case, to your question, it's incredible to watch how she's grown and healed in miraculous ways. And I couldn't be any prouder. I didn't see it, and I walked into Pam Walker, our Director of Basketball Operations office, and she just had these big tears, and I said, what's wrong? And she goes, have you read the article? She goes, I am just so proud of Lauren. And I text her and just said, I could not be more impressed and inspired by your courageous vulnerability.
We're going to go first row on the left.
Coach, you obviously have talked a lot about the fact that you had the pleasure of learning a lot from Coach Wooden. Mm-hmm. What are you taking into this year's tournament today and tomorrow that reminds you of Coach?
Make each day your masterpiece, right? If you focus on things out of your control, it will adversely affect the things under your control. Our whole thing about being present focus, all I can do today is try to be the best leader for our team today, to be a great teacher today, to try to get better today. And I think the more consistent, it actually goes to your question, is that the more consistent we can be to how we've been all year, I think the more we handle the emotions, the distractions, the other things really, really well. And so I think, Coach Wooden really didn't, he really saw the games as the byproducts of being a great teacher in practice, and that it really wasn't any more important to him. In fact, it was probably less important to him because it was a byproduct of the more important thing of teaching and mentoring and equipping the young men he had the opportunity to serve. And so I just want to do that. If I can try the best, if I could be a 100th of the teacher he was. And I think also the thing that I take so much is that it was never about him. And the purity of truly wanting to invest in the young men he had contact with and had investment in. This is not about me. This is humbly hoping that they have this incredible, uncommon, transformational experience that they're proud of 40 years from now, just like they are right now.
We're going to go right here in the middle on the left.
Beth Harris, AP. Corey, away from the X's and O's, I'm just wondering if you've tweaked anything, maybe just within the team, as a result of last year's Final Four run. Something that, hey, we're going to do something else a little differently, or, that we learned from and we want to employ that this go round. Yeah,
I think a little bit of our language and how we talk to make sure that we really do just stay just today. We're not really worried about. We even really have been enjoying the NCAA tournament, both men's and women's, like you always do. It's so fun. What an incredible couple of days we're in right now. But really not talking about seeds, not talking about matchups down the road, not talking about any of that, and really controlling our language. I think language is a really powerful thing, and it shapes sort of how we think of and frame perspectives together. And so been trying to really be, and it really came from them in terms of wanting to really monitor how we stay present focused. And so, and I've really been leaning on our leadership team. For the most part, it's Gabs and Lauren and Charlize and Kiki, and going, hey, what do you think about this? This is what I'm thinking. How do you think about this? I really rely on them a lot to give me a pulse of the team. There's been a whole bunch of things that when we met last year at the end of the, end of April, we really debriefed everything that we learned from how we had our travel party, who ate in different rooms. And I actually called some other Final Four coaches and said, hey, this is what I'm thinking as I adjust and want to learn from everything I can. What do you think? And so tried to seek their wise counsel. And I think we have a much tighter plan. And I think it has to do a lot with just we're going to be a little more insulary, and we'll really tried even how we travel to different pieces. But honestly, if we don't do a great job in today's practice and doing that, then it doesn't really matter. So really the most important thing is the present focus. But we really tried to take a proactive approach even last spring and summer in planning that if we had the opportunity to have that journey again, these are the things that we will implement.
I'm going to go first row in the middle.
Hi, Coach. Jack Haslett with the Sporting Tribune. following up on what I asked you about choosing joy on at the Sunday watch party, and even going back to what you've said in the past about finding your why with the team and what your adjustments have been from last season, was that an emphasis, the fact that you were just more questioning what your why was and the joy that you found from your players? Did that make choosing joy this season more of an emphasis?
Well, I think that, we had a very productive year last year, very groundbreaking, but heavy at times. And I think that, I think I had some regrets on some ways in which I handled some things. And as a leader, I had to just sort of go, okay, what could I learn from this? How do I go about things differently? But I also do think that, I want to be a thermometer, or excuse me, I want to be a thermostat, not a thermometer. I want to be able to set temperature in a room as a leader. And I don't think I did as good of a job of that last year as I needed to. And so this year, I really wanted to set a perspective and be very consistent in setting the standards, but also the temperature of the room and how we frame experiences. And I think joy was something I wanted it to be. I knew I didn't have to coach this team's commitment or work ethic. They have already developed those habits in a really amazing way. In fact, I was, one of the things I was talking to Jordan Canada today, who happens to be here, and I was looking around and every single person was in the gym working extra. And I said, we've come a long way, haven't we? And she goes, wow. And I said, and I thanked her. I said, that started with your kind of vision. But going to your question, it was a matter of, I didn't have to coach work ethic or commitment. But I did think it was important that I took the pressure off and that we had joy in the experiences. And I thought that was an important ingredient for us becoming the best version of ourselves. And so, and I think that was also a formula of me being a better leader, one that I could be, I could look back and go, okay, I think I was who they needed me to be. Because again, it's not about me. It's about serving them well. So I just think it was a huge piece from the temperature we needed to set in the room and how we needed to experience the year, not just accomplish in the year.
We're going to go third row, second from the right. We have about time for 2 more questions.
I just wanted, if you could talk to me about just like the improvements in the coaching abilities of Michaela Onyewere. How has it been having her on the team, and how has she improved as a coach?
I told her this the other day. There's a lot of things I knew she would be good at right away. I knew she'd connect with the players right away. I knew she would be able to recruit right away. I had no idea that she would be so good at scouting. She has really unpacked scouting reports with a detail orientation, with a way to communicate that to our players. She's brought new ideas to that. It's been really fun to watch. I also knew she would be great in terms of when she jumped into practice, just the role modeling that she would be able to provide. I mean, you have a pretty good scout team when you got Michaela Onyewere and Jordan Canada helping you out here once in a while. So, but she's got a really good mind. And it's just been really fun to sort of see her find her voice and just her footing in that. And we've just been so lucky to have her.
Last question, we're going to go second row on the right.
As far as what stands out about this Cal Baptist team, especially compared to the one you saw 2 years ago, I think they only returned like 3 players from the roster.
I just think he does such a great job with that team. And I happen to know some of their staff members, and they're good friends with our graduate assistant, Madison Blevins. And so I've gotten to know them a little bit. But his ability he has very high IQ players. Their ability to stretch the floor and shoot the 3 really puts pressure on us. They're excellent in transition. They switch a lot of screens. They have bigs that step out. But just year in and year out, I think their style is they're going to attack you from the 3-point line. They're going to pull everybody out of the paint and be able to attack probably behind you in back cuts and then try to second cut out to the 3-point line. So it's going to be really important that we understand personnel, we understand actions, and it's usually not the first action. They're trying to get 2 to commit somewhere so that they can get a secondary action. they just have our respect. I also love the support they get. They had several busloads of people out here a couple of years ago for the NCAA tournament, and they've proven themselves. I watched their game versus Nebraska earlier in the year, and so it's not just they're good in their conference. They're good against Power 4 teams. They have experience in that. I think their high IQ, their high amount of internationals that they have in their program, I think all of those things facilitate, and he's got an established culture, but it facilitates just a really high-level program. And that's the hardest style for us to play against. And so we have some experience with it because we've had to do it before, but they definitely have our attention and our respect, and I really respect the job that they've done over time.
Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good day.